We are nearly on day 1000 of this hardcore world, and we've built some pretty impressive things. We have stretched the limits of terraforming in the end, and I'm very happy with how things have turned out. However, there are some things that I'm not so happy with at the moment. Exhibit A. Oh yeah, and did I mention that even though we're almost 1,000 days into this world, this is how I collect my sugarcane from my rockets? Yeah, we've got no automatic farms in this world. So, how's it going, guys? This is Kingelffe, and today I think we're going to be working on the island behind us here, because we need to get some farming up and going, and I'm not talking about that little bit of wheat that I have on the ground there. I'm talking some real farming. I'm thinking we need to get some redstone farms up and running, starting with a sugarcane farm, because I'm almost out of rockets again, and I don't want to go back to that little pathetic patch of sugarcane I have. Oof, that's all the redstone we have? Not ideal. Guess we gotta start out this episode with a little bit of a mining time lapse, because we need more redstone than that. Speaking of things we gotta work on this episode, this headbanger staircase has gotta go. I've been saying it for a while now, I've just done nothing about it, so today is the day that we do something about it. Why am I flying back to my mining area? I have a nether system. I guess what I don't have is a brain. Well, I put an hour on the clock, and already our redstone supplies are looking much better. Now we just gotta make ourselves up some redstone components. Our iron's not looking so great either. Well, that's a problem for another day. Get some observers going, comparators, some torches, and we'll throw a stack of redstone blocks in here too. And we really didn't make that many redstone components, but we're all right back to this for redstone. We're gonna have to do a very large mining expedition, but another time, of course. Let's head on over to our farming island here, and I'm going to show you where we're going to be building these farms. And yes, I said these farms. We're only building one in today's episode, but I do plan on having more automatic farms in the future. And they're all going to be about 20 blocks below our feet here. We're just going to take the easy entrance into the bottom side of the island here, because I still haven't finished this back part here. Don't worry, it's coming, I swear. But yeah, we have tons of space to use up down here, and we can always tunnel further into the island here, which is what I plan to do here. And I've already marked out a little hole here, which is actually the center of the mill up in the village there, and we're going to have a nice spiral staircase coming down from the mill to our industrial area here. And I plan on having an entire compound down here. So before we start building our farm, we got to do a little bit of planning around here. Oh, I lost my entry point. There it is. Okay, cool. So we need to figure out how far down we're going to come. That way we know what our floor level is going to be. I'm thinking roughly around there for our floor level, because that'll give us 16 blocks plus a few blocks buffer for the ceiling. That way we can kind of level it across. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the floor down a little bit here, and we'll get right back to it. Alright, time to start on the actual staircase, and I really hope that I counted this out properly, or, this is going to be a little awkward. Well, I'd say that turned out pretty well. We're pretty much exactly where we want to be with this spiral, and this goes all the way down. Oh, still got to get rid of all the dirt and stuff there, but yeah, this goes all the way down, and it ends exactly where I want it to, so mission accomplished. Although it doesn't exactly look great right now, does it? Un momento. There we go, not bad. We'll polish it up as we go and we start to decide more on the style of this build. Because I'm going to be real with you, I'm winging it. Let's continue by clearing out a little bit more space in the front here. There we go, we got a little bit more room to work with now. What I think I want to do here is I want to have a big archway kind of revealing the staircase, and then from there we'll have our kind of lobby area for our underground facility here, and we'll lead off into different farms going in different directions. Now what I'm really struggling with here is deciding on the block palette for this build, because I've chosen to go with spruce and deep slate for the staircase. That's kind of what I used in the cave on the starter island. But I want to start mixing in some more end tones into this build. So that means end stone and purpur. 2 blocks I don't usually use ever. Well, this is going to be fun. Let's go get some. Alright, we got ourselves some materials here. Lots of purpur and end stone bricks, and then a few other things to work with here. We got some glass, some calcite, some quartz pillars, because I want to have some pillars around here, and I think the white will be a good contrast with the purple and the... I don't even know what to call this color, yellow-ish white, sort of. But now for the tricky part. How do we start this? 14, 15, 16... Okay, so we got about 16 blocks of height to work with because I want to leave a little bit of a buffer on the roof to be able to cover up the dirt and everything. So we'll say 16 blocks. Well, I guess it's time to start screwing around with blocks. This is an interesting shape. I think I'm going to try and work with this and see what I can do. That's okay, but I'm having a hard time working with purpur, not going to lie. We're going to try something, just out of curiosity. Oh man, that looks so much better. We might have to abandon the purpur, guys. I tried. I really did. Maybe we can work it in around here as like an accent. I think in small batches it could be good, but in such large volumes it just looks like garbage. Alright, a little bit of time has passed and I've done some work. What do you guys think so far? I think it's starting to turn out, and once I... light things up so that Endermen don't spawn everywhere. Once I connect up some walls, I think it'll look even better, and we'll start to get some real shape to this build. So, I think it's time to do that. And I'm thinking time-lapse. Well, I put in a decent amount of work here, and I think it's starting to look pretty good. The only part I'm not really sold on is the area I'm in right now. What I was thinking is having a smaller tree in the middle here, but I'm not sure if I'll have the space to make that work. So, we'll play it by ear. In all likelihood, I'll probably end up tearing up this entire middle area and trying again, but I'm happy with the space at least, so that means that we can move on with the rest of the project, because I never intended to finish this full thing today. In fact, I didn't even plan on building anything in this area. I was just going to come down, kind of mark a few things out, and then build the sugarcane farm, but I got a little carried away. But before it happens again, let's build the sugarcane farm. It's going to go in this area right here. It's going to be behind this doorway. And what I'm thinking for the doorway is this will be the main entrance, and this is actually going to be a window on either side. I just have to figure out how to make that work. But I think we're going to have enough room here. What I wanted to do was have kind of like a 3-gap here, just to have a little bit of buffer room. And then we're going to use a sugarcane farm designed by Tango Tech. It's a lossless sugarcane farm. Whew, was losing my voice for a second there. But the footprint isn't super big. We only need to go 16 blocks back, so let's hope that we have that without poking at the end of the island. So starting here, 1, 2, 3, 15, 16. There we go, we're good. So now we just got to clear a bunch of area out again. God, I hate breaking end stone. There we go. We've got enough space for 4 modules, 2 on this side and 2 on that side, and we'll stack them up as high as we can. Probably about 3 or 4 if I had to guess before we run out of room. But, like I said, this is a design by Tango Tech, and I'm going to have the video linked in the description below. I'm not going to go over how to build it because, obviously, it's not my design. And, I'm just following a tutorial. But, what we are going to do is run another time lapse. Are you getting tired of them by now? I'm not. Also, before the day ticks over, look at that. We did it. Day 1000. There we go. We have, what is that, 3 layers tall of this farm, so that's just over 3 stacks of sugarcane. Actually, what am I saying? That's exactly 3 stacks of sugarcane placed and being harvested in here. And it's all coming to this central storage system. It's not very well put together, I will admit. It's just temporary until I can make something better, but it's all flowing into these chests here. Middle here will fill up first, and then the 2 sides after that. But it has not been very long at all, and we already have 4 stacks of sugarcane, which is, more than I had before. I literally had to go out into the world and collect most of this sugarcane that's in the farm so that I could even, harvest this. So I'm going to call that a massive win. And on top of that, this place is really starting to come together too. It's very obviously unfinished, but I'm going to work a little bit more on it off screen here, and I'm going to see how it comes together. For now, we're going to move on to another project for today, because I have something else that I want to get done. Every time I want to go up to my mob farm, I have to climb up this real janky staircase. And every time I want to do that, it takes me roughly a minute or minute and a half to get up, and I hate it. Plus, it doesn't exactly look the prettiest either. That ends today. Eventually, I want to give this entire area a makeover, but for now we're just going to work on the staircase that goes up to the surface, and I have to do a little bit of forward thinking on this one too, because I don't want to just place it down and then when I do go to remake this entire area, I have to tear it down and rebuild it. And don't worry, I promise I won't get as carried away as the other project. But knowing that the portal's here, I want to have the staircase in line with the portal going that way. So I think maybe somewhere over in this region, or maybe even just in the middle of this room, we'll have the staircase coming down. And just like we did in the mill, we're doing a spiral staircase all the way up. Okay, I think I want this to be the point where the staircase comes down to. This is, losing my voice again, this is 30 blocks away from the staircase to the portal. So I think this is a good spot. We're just gonna have to, tear a little bit of the stronghold out, I think. Huh, 9 snowballs. Let's just get rid of those. And, the rest of this area too. There we go. We have an area cleared out where our staircase is going to go. We're going a little bit bigger than the one we made in the middle because, grand entrance and all. But yeah, the idea is that the staircase will be around this central circle here. So this entire outer ring here, we have to bring all the way up to the surface. So we got a lot of digging to do. Not looking forward to this. May as well just get it done and over with. That was a lot of digging, but after about 4 hours, we finally have a hole going all the way down to the stronghold. Just for some perspective, this hole starts at level 101, and it goes down to level -20. So that's what, 121 blocks straight down, and we gotta make a staircase all the way up now. And that is the next step. So in these two shulker boxes right here, I have a bunch of end stone. I struggled with this for a little bit. I was playing with block pallets in a creative world. I think we're gonna use end stone brick for the actual stairs, but I'm not totally sold on it, but I liked it better than all the other options that I tried. So we're just going to commit and do it like this, and if I hate it later, then I guess I have a multi-hour job of ripping it all down and replacing it with something else. So I really hope that I got the dimensions of this area right, otherwise this is going to throw a lot of things off. We're going to start the staircase going on a diagonal here, I think. Let's see how that looks from back here. Yeah, I think that's a good place to start the staircase. So I'm going to get a section of it built, and then I'll show you kind of what it's going to look like after that. There we go. I've got one section of the staircase built now, and this is kind of how it looks when it's all said and done. And this is going to run all the way up to the very top. So we got a lot of slabs to place, but thankfully this didn't actually take too long. This section took maybe like 2 minutes to place down, so I think placing the stairs is actually going to be the fastest part of this build. And I think that's a good place to start. I really hope it is, because I don't fancy tearing it all down just to move it over like 3 blocks. Anyways, it's slab placing time. Let's get this all done and over with. There we go, we've got a staircase going all the way up from the surface down into our stronghold. So you may notice it doesn't look super great right now. I haven't done the walls or anything like that, and I think I have to figure something out for the ceiling, even though that does look kind of cool with the lighting effect. I still want it to look better. So I have a little bit of a plan for how to make this look a little better. This middle section right here, I think what I'm going to do is, instead of having it as like a solid piece of rock going all the way up to the top, I think I'm going to rip out the center and I'm going to replace it with a pillar. So there's still going to be a lot of stone in the middle here, but there's going to be a little bit of a kind of like an observation area where you can look straight down and you can see the bottom from pretty much anywhere on the staircase. And having the pillar will add a little bit of depth to the build as well, which I think is much needed because it's very flat right now. But of course that means more digging. This is uncomfortably close to the camera. My face literally takes up the entire screen. And I feel like you guys have probably had enough of the time lapses of me digging by now, so YouTube magic, go! Whoa, magic happened. Alright, the giant thing in the middle is gone, and now we can add another giant thing in the middle here, but one of our own creation. Now for the $1,000,000 question, what do we build it out of? Did I mention that I'm winging this? Well, after a little bit of time in the creative world, I finally have a design together for the pillar, I think, and I've also spent a bunch of time collecting resources, and I spent far longer than I'd like to admit gathering all of this crimson wood, as well as all of the other stuff I would need. Nether woods are really a pain to collect. But it's time to start laying down the foundation for this pillar, and the first thing we're going to need is this right here. And I believe the pillar has a footprint something like this. So the base is roughly the same size as the giant stone block that was in the middle to begin with, but it kind of tapers off as it goes upwards so that we have that little viewing area downwards like I wanted. Anyways, I believe we go up 6 from here so that we have 5 in the middle. Then we throw some stairs in like this. I was gonna say then some stripped crimson at the bottom here, but I kinda like it as regular wood now that I'm seeing it. We'll leave the bottom as regular for now. Then on the corners we do something similar, just a little bit thinner. And then we repeat this all the way around. Now we're gonna run some of the deep slate tile stairs along the bottom here. And then we cap the base off with some stairs. With the base done, we're going to add some andesite on the bottoms here. Then we're going to go back 1 and then up 7 with the crimson. And then we're going to strip it all the way down. Frame it in deep slate tile and add a little bit of detail on the corners with some stairs. I was going to wait till later to add the light, but we really need it now. The reason I was going to wait until later is because I need mangrove wood to actually do this, and I have had quite enough of wood collecting today. But for the good of the build, we're going to do it. There we go, much better. We can get some lighting in here now, and we can finish up the detail that I have along the bottom here. Now for the corners, I bring out the crimson a bit further. Then I cap off the corner with a little bit of andesite. Helps if I do it at the right height though. And then I run a deep slate wall along the side here. In the original design I had this stripped, but I might leave it unstripped for now just for a little bit of texture. Now we bring out some stone brick to do a little bit of a border around our section. And then I carried that design all the way up to the top, and that is our pillar. Well, I've got a lot of sections to build. Let's do it. Remember how I said I wasn't going to get carried away with this project? Well, it turned into a little bit of a bigger undertaking than I thought it would be, because we are finally done with the pillar. It goes all the way up to the surface, and it is looking pretty sweet if I don't say so myself. I'm very happy with how this entire thing has turned out. We don't have time today to do the walls, and quite frankly, we don't have the resources either, because I want to use more crimson on the wall, but I don't have it in me to collect any more anytime soon. I also want to trim off the edge of the stairs, but I'll do that another time or off camera. But yeah, this is where the staircase comes up to. Another time we're going to actually make a building here. We're just going to have a little tower. We don't want to make it too tall because we are directly underneath our mob farm and we don't want to affect the rates too much, but we're definitely going to build something here. And we have more than enough space going downwards that we can actually just fly as long as we don't slam into the walls or anything. But yeah, very happy with the progress on this. I've also done a little bit more work down here as promised. I've started refining this center area a little bit. I got kind of an oval shape rather than a circle in the middle, and I think that works a little better. I think I'm going to replace the tree idea in the center with a fountain. I think that'll just work better with the space that we have. And I've got a little bit of wall action going too. I changed up the hallway designs for the doors a little bit too. But yeah, this is what we're working with so far. And just in the short amount of time that I've been working down here, we've got almost a single chest full of sugarcane. But I do think that is all we have time for today, guys, because originally I was just planning to record this video over the weekend, make it a short one with a sugarcane farm and a simple staircase, but I definitely got carried away, and now it's come down to like the final few hours before the upload for finishing this video. So yeah, we're gonna have to call it here. But I am looking forward to getting back into the hardcore world here. Needed a little bit of a break from it as I played it a lot in the past, but I do think my burnout phase is over for this world, and I'm looking forward to working on some more projects here. But let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of what we've done today, and what do you want to see me do next? I do have a few different ideas for some things, but I want to hear it from you guys too. Anyways, have a good day, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.